Hello, ladies. Welcome to Wife Masterclass. I am Gail Crowder, and I am so excited that you decided to join us today on Google Hangout. God is an awesome, awesome God, and I am truly, truly grateful. God has commissioned me to take BSB, bringing sexy back to the marriage around the world. And guess what? We just went global. And I thank you so much for being a part of my first Google Hangout. I thank you for that. You are awesome, awesome God. I just want to tell you how blessed I am to have you join us today. My name is Gail Crowder, and I'm the proud founder of Bringing Sexy Back to the Marriage. Bringing Sexy Back to the Marriage has been in existence for over 5 years now, and it started out with just me and 3 girlfriends having a conversation about God, sex, and marriage, and everything in between. And he told me to create a safe place for women to come together and just talk about all of those different things. And so today, I'm honored to have 5 wonderful women that are going to hang out with you for the next 5 Thursdays every night, every Thursday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. So please adjust yourselves accordingly because we are so excited. The first person I want to introduce as one of my masters is Sonia J. Wells. She's an awesome, awesome woman of God, and she just wants to say hello to you guys.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. Can't wait to spend these next 5 weeks with you all. Thanks, Gail, for having me.
You're more than welcome. Sonia will be teaching you guys on April the 10th, so we hope you join us back again. The next awesome woman and my next master is Kiki Ramsey. She'll be teaching you guys on April the 17th.
Hey ladies, I'm so excited. We are going to have an amazing time. Thank you so much, Gail, for putting this together. I know that the women are going to be blessed.
Thank you so much, Kiki. The next awesome woman of God I'm going to have is Lady Joy Brown. Lady Joy Brown, please say hello to the world.
Hello, world.
Joy, you have to unmute your mic.
Hello.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead. Unmute your mic. Okay, Joy's having, and the next awesome woman and your next master we're going to bring to the forefront is Miss Autumn Joyner. You got to unmute your mic, baby.
All right, I think we're there. Hey everyone, I'm Autumn. I'm so excited to share with you all. I'm really eager about everybody sharing and getting to hear and getting to share with each other and glean from each other. So Gail, thanks so much for having me. Can't wait.
Can't wait either. And she'll be talking to you guys on May the 1st. And again, I just say thank you so much. God is just so awesome, allowing us to use technology just to bring this class to you. And again, I am honored that you guys decided to join in. There's a few people I want to thank before I get started with my master class. I want to thank Letitia McDougall with May I Help You, Jen Wetzel, my virtual assistant, Kelly P. Easton, who handles all of my marketing. You ladies are just so awesome. And I just have to tell you, I do not do all that I do by myself. So I want to tell everyone who had a hand in this. And first of all, I want to thank God for allowing me to do this. So let's jump right into our class because I don't want to hold you any longer because I know you guys have scandal on your brain and you have other things that you have to get done. And so, again, I'm just excited, and I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. Tonight I want to talk to you about the voices of influence that you allow into your marriage. After being married 25 years, and July the 20th, I'll be married 26 years. I got married very, very young, and again, If you don't know my background or my bio, I admonish you to visit my website, just gailcrowder.com, and it has all my bio. And if you want to know more about all the lady speakers that are going to be talking and sharing with you over the next 4 weeks, go to wifemasterclass.com, or you can even go to bsb.com, conference.com, and all that information will be there. But anyway, back to my class. After being married for 25 years, as we all know, we allow so many people to influence us in our marriages. When I say so many people, from our mamas to our family members, to how we were raised, the influences that we allow in our marriage can really shape and transform our marriage year by year, day by day, moment by moment. And I know when I first got married, I was 21 years old, had no business being married. My husband was 22. And when I was running into problems and issues with my husband, or just my day-to-day things that I was trying to learn to be a wife, my mother was the first go-to person that I would run to. And I would just spill my beans every single night, every time something happened in my house. So I was running to my mother. I was running to my girlfriends, and I was running to them. And my mother had been divorced twice. And not that she was not a good mother, but she just wasn't a good example for me in my marriage, because my mother loves me. And anything that my husband was doing or was going to do, she was already telling me how to handle the situation, even if it looked like he was going to do it. And so I just began to share with my mother entirely too much. The second people that I would allow to influence me in my marriage was my girlfriends. And at the time, none of them were married. And so how do you allow people to influence you, especially people who are not married, that don't even know the first thing about being married, the first part of the covenant about being married? And so, needless to say, I created 7 years of chaos in my marriage. When I say 7 years of chaos, it was 7 years of chaos, because I was telling my husband what my mama said, what my mama did in her marriage, what my girlfriends think I should do in my marriage, and how I should handle certain situations with my husband. At the time, I was saved, but I was not walking in the calling that God had placed on my life, and I would only pray when it was a 911 situation. What do I mean by that? I.e., he's getting on my nerves. I'm ready to walk away from my marriage. Things are not going right financially. All of those things I allowed to influence and to really hinder me from really seeking God first. And what I want from this class, if nothing else, that you really look at and make a list of people who you're allowing and you're lending your ear to, because it's so important that we stop allowing other people to influence our marriage. The other thing that I have found out, that after being married almost 25 years, is that we allow the church to influence our marriage. What do you mean, Gail? Aren't you saying the church is good? Well, yes, the church is good, but sometimes we are comparing our spouses to the pastors, to the ministers, to all of these different entities, and he's not that person. He's not your pastor. He's not the worship leader. He's not the men's minister leader. He's not any of those things. He is the man that God put together with you. And so sometimes our husbands get jealous, or they're apprehensive about going to church, because everything that goes on in your marriage ends up in the church, or you end up bringing up that situation, how he treats his wife, or so and so did so and so with his wife or for his wife. And so we as wives really have to be careful, even though they're men of God or women of God. We can't compare our spouses and our situations to what's going on at the church and with the church people. And the thing about this, and that's very, very important, because again, when you are looking for information or looking for solutions or looking for answers to what's going on in your marriage, whether it's good, bad, happy, or sad, we run to the church because we think that that's the best answer for us. And sometimes, I hate to say this, but it's true, that some of our ministers need counseling and help for themselves. And so you are allowing someone to pour into you that's not equipped to even handle your situation, because sometimes they are not doing what they're supposed to do in their own relationships. And so this has happened time and time after again. And I have met with women who said that they went to their local leaders and found out that their husbands had been cheating on them, and it just became the snowball situation. So I say the church is a great place, but also know that the church is ran by human beings that make mistakes as well. And so as we go through this journey on the influence that we allow in our relationships, it's very, very important that you put God first. God is the answer, and he's the author and finisher of your faith. He knows everything. He's the one who created your husband, and he's the one who created you. So when you're looking at your situations and you're asking for help, I'm not saying that you can't go to a human being. I'm saying to go to a human being that if they're in a marriage, look at the fruits of their marriage. I'm not saying that any marriage is perfect, but look at how they treat one another. Look how they resolve issues. Look at all of those things that you can tangibly see before you just go spill your beans. Because again, sometimes church people are the worst people to talk to. I hate to say it, and they're not really qualified. Just because they know the Word of God does not qualify them to help you in your situation. And I know some church people are probably getting upset with me, but I will tell you that I had in 1996, when Gail and I went to a rough patch and I was getting ready to walk away from my marriage, I went to the church, and some of the people was just pray about it. And my thing was, don't you think I prayed before I got to you? And it was because their marriages was not in the situation where they could really help me. And I found that out later. So I had to really seek outside counseling for myself. And then my husband went to counseling for himself, and then we were able to come back together and make our marriage strong and work. So again, I'm not knocking the church. The church is an awesome, awesome place, and it truly is a place where a lot of people can get healing. But again, you have to assess the situation, and you have to know if they have people who are in place qualified to help you with your situation. The other thing that we allow to influence us so much is the media. The media, and we have all of these different shows that we admire. We have shows that we watch, and I trust and believe me, I watch a lot of reality TV. I watch The Housewives, I watch Scandal, I watch all those things. Does that make me a bad person? The answer is no. But also we have to realize what comes through our eyes and our ears end up in our heart. And so we have to learn to really regulate some of that stuff. And if you look at the housewives, the Atlanta housewives or any of those housewives, half of them are not even married. And the ones that are married, their marriages need some counseling and some restructuring, and they need Jesus in their marriages. And so because I was watching the Atlanta Housewives the other day, and Nene was going off, and then she told Greg to be quiet and stuff like that. And we as wives need to learn to honor our husbands and need to learn to build our husbands up and not tear them, especially in public and especially on national TV. And then on top of it, we watch Scandal. And yes, I love Scandal, and Scandal is great. But we have to be cautious about that too, because Olivia Pope is having an affair with a married man. So when a lot of women are hurt and stuff like that, is because we have allowed that into our ear channel and think it's okay, and it's not. And so even with scandal, I have to back off and say, okay, God, I really shouldn't be engaging in this so much and getting so engrossed. Not that I don't watch it. Is it great TV? The answer is yes. But when we continue to allow that and make that okay, it's really not okay, because we as women don't want our husbands cheating on us and thinking it's okay. And so we have to really engage and say, Lord, what am I allowing into my ears, into my eyes? And the other thing that I used to really be obsessed with, and I'm just being brutally honest, was divorce court. And I was like, why do I run home to watch divorce court? And I was just, I was like, God, why do I like this show? And it was like, am I preparing myself for a divorce? Am I looking at, okay, I have to cover this and I have to cover this and I got to cover this? Because, in divorce court, they talk about, all the stuff that you should have did and how you separate assets and all those kind of things. And so I realized that I couldn't watch divorce court, even though it's reality TV and even though it looks fun and even all those kind of things. And half of the time the people don't even end up divorced. The thing is that it was like I was preparing for that. And I don't want that. I don't want that for my marriage. I don't want that for you. And I don't want for anyone who's connected to me. So I had to turn that off. So when we're looking at the influences that we allow in our lives and how we open the floodgates for so many different areas of our life, when we allow the media, our family, our friends, all of those different entities come into our ears and our eyes and into our hearts, that is really playing with fire. That is unhealthy. It's unhealthy for your marriage. It's unhealthy for you, because we think that we can live our lives like Nene and the Housewives and all those kind of things. Those people are married to that man. I'm married to Gilbert Crowder. And Gilbert Crowder is a different man from Greg and all the rest of the people that we admire. He's a different man from Fitz on what's that show, Scandal. He's a different man from all those men. So when we came out of the Art of the Geisha, I went back and I studied some of the notes that I got from Lady Joy and Kiki and all the different teachers. And what it came out for me out of that particular conference, and I know some of you ladies attended the conference and some of you didn't, but we will be releasing some videos and some other information about that. But what I learned was I really needed to go back and learn and study my husband and ask God, what do I need to do to be the best wife that I can be for him? And what influences do I allow in my ears and in my eyes? And what he told me was, I am the master. I am the one who created you, and I'm the one who created your husband. And I can answer all of those questions. Do I have wise counsel for my marriage? The answer is yes. But the people that I allow to sow into my marriage are women and men that are making their marriage work. Are they perfect? The answer is no. But do I see fruits of their marriage? Do I see love? Do I see the fruits of the Spirit? The answer is yes. Are they godly people? The answer is yes. Are they people who will chastise me when me and Gilbert are off? The answer is yes. And so I'm truly blessed for that. So I want to leave you guys with a couple of things that you can really do to start if you have influences, negative influences like your mother, because the thing is that most of us, if we have a mother still alive, we're very close to them, and we want to continue to have a nurturing relationship with them, and we want to continue to have a connection with them. And so we tend to talk to them about our personal business that is going on in our household. The first thing I would say, if you still have a mother alive or a mother figure in your life, I would say don't share everything about your husband to them, because again, they love you so much, and you can be moved on from a situation and they're still hanging on to it. And I will tell you, after being married 25 years, when Gil and I went through our hard spot in 1996, sometimes when I'm talking to my mother, she still remembers the hurt and the pain from 1996, and I have so moved on, and Gilbert has too. Now, does my mother still love him? The answer is yes, but she still loves me because I'm her child. So the first thing is I limit what I say to my mother about my husband. The second thing is, when it comes to my girlfriends, do I have single girlfriends? The answer is yes. But do I spend as much time with my single girlfriends as I do my married one? The answer is no. Because the thing is that when you're in a covenant relationship and you surround yourself with covenant women who also have to call their husband and say, honey, we're going to lunch, is that okay? It doesn't become a chore, and it's okay, and they set the standard, because we're all calling our husbands at any given time, when we're answering the phone saying, okay, I'm doing this, I'm busy, or whatever. So, but when you're when you're hanging out with single women, they don't have anyone to answer to, in a sense, and so it makes it very difficult. So when you hang out with single people, of course, you become more single-minded. So for me, I'm very, very mindful of that, and I've surrounded myself with some wonderful, wonderful women that are married. And if you're in a situation where you're saying, Gail, I don't have any married friends, or I don't have enough of those, I don't even know where to find them because I live somewhere where I just moved, or all my married friends are now divorced, or my husband can't stand any of my married friends, all those kind of things. What I want you to do is really ask God to place some powerful, godly women in your life, and if and He will do it. And the other thing is that BSB is a resource of married women around the world, and you can email us, you can call me, you can do any of those things to stay connected, because again, BSB is just not a conference, it's literally a network of women, of wives. And just know that you are special because that man chose you to be his wife. So that's the second thing I want you to do, to get a network of wives, even if it's one or two, and make sure that they're mature. When I say mature, they're not silly women. They're mature women that will say, you know, this is how I handle this, or this is what you should do, and can enhance already what you have going positive in your marriage. The other suggestion that I suggest that you do is really, really get grounded in your relationship with God. And I know that sounds cliche, I know that sounds easy, but the thing is that God knows all things, and He will protect you, and He will protect your marriage from influences and things that you can't even see, things that are going on in your marriage. He will give you the unction to ask your husband certain questions. He will ask your husband, tell you, Gail, ask your husband, what is going on, honey? And I always ask God to give me the unction when to do a checkup on my marriage, and really just talk to my husband and saying, honey, I just changed my hair. What do you think about that? Honey, I moved the house around. What do you think about that? Because a lot of times we just take for granted that they're coming in and out, in and out, in and out, and they're okay. But you don't know unless you have a conversation with your husband. Honey, next week I'm coming to your job to have lunch with you. And the thing is, and I just do that to allow the women at his job to know that I'm Mrs. Crowder, and that he has a beautiful wife, and I'm taking care of him well. And you say, well, Gail, why would I just pop up at my husband? I don't pop up at my husband's job. But again, if your husband is working outside the home, he is in contact with some females all the time. Not saying in a negative way, but their influence in him. They influence him, the way they look, the way they dress, the way they smell. All those kind of things are influences that can, I guess, put a snafu in your marriage. So I always do a checkup with my husband. I do a checkup sometime with him at his job, just to make my presence known. And it's not that my husband's ever cheated on me or anything like that. And some women will say, well, I don't have time to do that. Well, the thing is, you need to make time, because again, he's being influenced by something, someone all the time. And you are too. And so my thing is good communication all the time is one of the best influence that you can have over your husband and he can have over you. Now, we have just a couple of minutes left, and if there's anyone who has any questions, there's a chat box on the side. If you want to send me a question or you have anything that you want to ask me, I'm an open book. Not sure if anybody's sending any chats. I'm not really sure, but if not, there's a couple of things I want to talk to you. They said no questions yet, which is fine. When it comes to bringing sexy back to the marriage, again, we're 100% committed to bringing you good content, good speakers, and good teachers. And when it comes to influences in your marriage, I pray and I ask God to send a blessing over you and your marriage, that you open your hearts and your minds to receive what God has to say, that you connect yourself with really good wives that are grounded in the Word, and that they can pour into you and you can pour into them. And I ask that you continue to be a helpmeet to your husband, to really, really build him up, to show him the love and the kingship that he deserves. And sometimes as wives, we find that very hard to do, for the simple fact is that he might not be doing it the way you want him to do it. He might not be saying it the way you want to say it. But I'm telling you, there's power in being a praying wife. And I've seen it happen in my household, and I'm sure it's going to happen in yours if you continue to pray and ask God. Okay. Okay, says Charlie Scott, really would like to be around godly married women. Okay. All right. You would like to be around godly women. Okay. The thing is that the first thing is that I don't know if you're involved in a group at church, but I know a lot of larger churches or even churches have marriage ministries. So my first thing is if you're not involved with your marriage ministry at work at church, please tap into that, because I know for my church they have a large marriage ministry, and I've been able to network with wives on a constant basis, and they just help us stay grounded, and they help us stay connected. So that would be the first place that I would say that you should join your local church marriage ministry. If they don't have a marriage ministry, I would say come join us. Come join BSB. We have our Facebook group. We have the One Sexy Wife group on Facebook as well. You can, of course, attend the conference, because a lot of women stay connected that way, and we'll be holding our next conference in January 23rd and 24th. And that will be Creation. That's the name of that particular conference. So it's a lot of ways to get connected, and I'm not really sure where you are, but if you email me at gail@gailcrowder.com, I'll be happy to find out where you are and connect you with some other awesome women of God. Okay. Regina says, you are so on point. Bonnie Briscoe says, thank you, Gail. Good reminders. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Again, I've been asked to recap the top influences. The top influences in your marriages is your family, your friends, and media. And what I say to answer to all those things is that the first influence over your marriage should be God, because He created you, and He created your husband, and He created marriage. And so I also say, if you have to go to a human being, which we all communicate with human beings, the first thing you should do is seek godly counsel from a woman and a man of God that are equipped to handle your situation. And if you can't find that in your church setting, I say seek wise counsel, people who are qualified and equipped, counselors, certified counselors, people who have been to school to handle your situation whenever it comes to your marriage. Also, it says, Everything you said, Gail, is good points. Surrounding yourself with like-minded and godly-minded women. Okay. And again, also always try to make sure that you surround yourself with married people, because again, married people will understand if you say I have to go home early, or girl, I have to go cook, or I have to run so and so to school, or whatever it is, because it's just a network that we and a bond that we have. And it's so important that we still stay connected as wives, because trust and believe me, the single women are trying to become wives. I do a class, Kiki and I do a class called Seal the Deal, and those women in there are hungry to be married, and we have been blessed to be married and create a covenant. And my thing is, with bringing sexy back to marriage, we are so committed to make sure that your marriages are strong and healthy. Not perfect, but strong and healthy. Okay? I think that's all the questions that I have for right now. If anybody else would like any other questions, please hit us up on Facebook at Bringing Sexy Back to the Marriage. If you haven't liked that page, please like that page and stay really connected to us, because we're committed to giving you good content, free classes, free information, free resources. Again, I think that's pretty much it for my class. I am running a One Sexy Wife special, and if you visit bsbconference.com, click on the One Sexy Wife special, you'll get a One Sexy Wife t-shirt. I don't know if you guys can see it. You'll get the book, and you'll get the 10 days to bring sexy back to your marriage, all for $60, and it'll all be downloadable except for your shirt, and I'll send that to you. All my teachers and speakers have wonderful resources on their website, so and as they teach, we'll connect you with all those resources. If you haven't visited the wifemasterclass.com, all their information is on there, so please connect with them that way. I says, so-and-so says, where is the conference will be held, in what city? The conference will be held in Gaithersburg, Maryland. And the website and everything will be up by May the 1st. We're going to have all the information for the conference, and we'll give you all the information before our last Google Hangout, our last masterclass. So look for that. And it's going to be called Creation, Man, Woman, and God and Sex. And he said it was oh so good. So I'm excited about that. When will I be in Baltimore area? For Bringing Sexy Back, or just to be teaching a class. We will be doing some live classes with Bringing Sexy Back in Baltimore pretty soon. So just know that. And like I said, again, if you stay connected with us on Facebook, not really sure what's going on. If you stay connected with us on Facebook, you can get all that information about the next classes. The other things I would like to say to you guys, next week we will have Sonia J. Wells. She'll be talking about grace in marriage, which I am super excited about, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And she will, I'm telling you, she's going to kill it. The other things is all you ladies that have registered for the Google Hangout Wife Masterclass, my speakers and teachers don't know anything about this, but everybody who registered, you're registered for a new cell phone. Verizon has given me a cell phone to give away. So after all the master classes are done, I will be giving away the new Samsung, I guess is the new one coming out next week. So whatever the new one is, I don't even know the name of it. I'm just being 100% honest. But you will be, I will be giving that away, and I will announce that winner on the last Google Hangout. which is going to be with Miss Autumn Joyner on May the 1st. So stay tuned for the new free Samsung, and it's going to be 100% free. We ain't trying to get you to buy nothing or nothing like that. So I'm excited about that, and we're going to be giving away some other giveaways for every single Google Hangout. For this particular Google Hangout, I'm going to be giving away a $25 American Express gift card. So I will announce that winner tomorrow on Facebook. And again, I thank you ladies so much for joining us tonight on the Google Hangout. I thank God for you, and I know that you're a one sexy wife. Oh yeah, I just was told it's the Galaxy 5. So I'm gonna be giving away the Galaxy 5 on May 1st, but someone will win a $25 American Express gift card tomorrow. So look for, but you had to be on the Hangout today, and my people know who was on the Hangout today, and so I'll be announcing that winner on Facebook on tomorrow. One last thing I just want to tell you, please visit bsbconference.com because I do have a One Sexy Wife special going on for you ladies. And I thank you so much for joining us tonight. I love you guys, and continue to lift BSB up. Continue to lift up each one of my speakers, and see you next Thursday in the masterclass. I love you guys. Bye.